Method, and I'm going to share with you my 10 tech-savvy strategies to streamlining your business in 2015. I'm so glad you decided to take this time. I know it's a busy time of year, just to educate yourself on the techie side of the business. And by using these strategies, I was personally able to create a business, my event planning business, where I booked as many events as I wanted, and I grossed over like $250,000 each year for 3 years. So it worked, and I wanted to go ahead and share with you, how we did it. So, okay. And I want you to know just right off the bat that you don't have to be like a computer nerd or know what to do with your right brain at all. And you wouldn't be in such a creative industry if you were right brain. Let's just face it, right brains, they can't plan a wedding, and they really don't have the sparkle or the creativity to do what you do. And the right brains can't pull off a mood board. They wouldn't be able to, a lot of the things that you do, they can't coordinate China patterns. But what they lack in pizzazz and style is they make up for inefficiency and productivity, all this techie stuff. And 6 years ago, I didn't, that's for sure. I was a single mom with 2 kids. We lived in Port Aransas, and it's a little coastal town near Corpus Christi. I moved after our divorce because the school system was exemplary, and my parents also lived in Port A. But the rent was really high. I needed something to help pay the bills. So being on the beach, we thought, well, we can do beach weddings. So we bought an arch for $100 at Sears, and I think it was half off. So it was really a $200 arch. We got it for $100. And I taught myself how to make a website. And so I bought a domain and got started. So, and the reason that we had to was because my rent was $1,500. My electric bill was $500. My child support was only $750. And my new job at the resort was only $14 an hour. So we said, okay, we got to make some money here. And our first wedding, I think I charged $500, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot the hard way. The first year we booked 15 events. And the next year we booked 30 events. And then the next year we booked 60 events. So we were, in spite of not knowing what we were doing, we were doing pretty well. And that's when I started to look for a way to keep up with all these bookings. And I went to every meeting that I could find. I attended the Wedding MBA in Las Vegas. I listened to Alan Berg, listened to his podcast. I paid him to review my website. I joined associations. I read magazines. I went to every workshop that I could find. And what I wanted to know is how to market and run my business. And if there was a seminar in Texas, I was there. So what I learned was, I learned all the bits and pieces of how to promote, how to market, how to sell, how to organize, and it was absolutely, completely overwhelming. So that's the way I looked half the time. What I learned were all the parts of the puzzle. But what I didn't have was the image to work towards. So I had all the little pieces and parts, but I had no idea how to put them together. And so I found someone who actually was going to help me put this all together because I was completely frustrated and overwhelmed. Like I said, that year I booked 60 weddings. I brought on a partner, and she promised the world. And she had all this little bag of techie tricks, and I thought, oh my God, we're going to take over the world. So within 3 months, I had lost everything. She took my Facebook page, she took my PayPal account, and even tried to take my domain. And it was absolutely awful. So luckily, I found a reputable web guy, Steven, and that he helped me to manage my domain and my web page, get that back from her, really. And then I had to start a new Facebook page and a new PayPal account. So I pretty much had to start from the bottom. But what that taught me was that I had to take control of my destiny. And that's when things started to change. And I needed to be the one to control my business and know all the areas of it, not just the pretty stuff. That meant even the boring, techie stuff. So that was okay, and I did it. And it's funny because when I figured that out, things really, like I said, started to fall into place. And I love this picture. I put this up 2 years ago. I married my right brain, so That was wonderful. It was around this time that I went to my first regional meeting with the ABC, figured out that we knew something that other people didn't, because we talked to the master consultants and the state coordinators. We figured out that I was doing something right. So I showed them how I streamlined my workflow, and they invited me up to their fabulous suite, and we did an impromptu session after the workshop, and that's really where AVA was born. So since that meeting, I have figured out more really great techniques on how to create, and from that, I even created my own software and to develop that even further. So as I find holes with the way I want things to work, we go ahead and close that with the process. And that's what I want to share with you today. So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to share how to be geek chic and fabulous, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So what you're going to learn today, this is pretty much the process right here. How to move a stranger to a visitor, to a lead, to a customer, to a promoter through your sales process. And then all of the strategies that it takes to get them, to attract them, to convert them, to close them, and to delight them. So this is how, and what this process does is it marries the left brain to the right brain. So, as a planner, as event, like a designer and a stylist, you're really responsible for all of the details of the event, the right colors, the tone, the feel, and you work very, very hard to make sure that you're able to bring your client's vision to reality. And that does take a lot of your brain. That takes a lot of work. And things don't just happen. You have to make them happen. So after all of that, there's not a lot of time left for like the daily grind of your business stuff. So that's marketing strategies, your branding identity, sales funnels, profit and loss reports. It's probably the last thing in your mind, but it has to happen. So today, that's what I'm going to teach you is how to marry those two sides of your brain, and you're going to create a streamlined business that is unstoppable. So each business has to do 4 things. It doesn't matter if you're selling. Each business has to do these 4 things. You have to build your brand, acquire new clients, get paid for your services and products, and wow the clients that you have. And that translates into attracting, converting, closing, and delighting. The first one is attracting, and you have to have a cohesive branding materials. For that, you need a style sheet and a mood board, professional images, and a cohesive, consistent presence. The second, to convert them, you need a lead capture technology and to create a streamlined marketing funnel. The next thing, to close your account, you have to have targeted marketing, content marketing, and an interactive proposal. And then the next, just delight your client and make their experience wonderful. You can do that by online payments and cloud-based software. One of the little points that I put on the lead sheet for this meeting was what you have to do to be competitive in today's market. And you need to use technology and master those 4. And to sell to millennials, you must be authentic in your communication. So you have to remember that as we go through this system, you have to be authentic in your communication as you use the technology to market to the millennials. With moving your stranger, attracting them, and moving them into a visitor. And this is done through blogs, keywords, and social media. Let's go ahead and get started. What you want to do is build your brand to attract your clients. Like I said before, you're going to turn your strangers into your visitors. So the first strategy that we have is Canva. It's canva.com. This is a simple online design that anyone can use. It's not expensive, it's not complicated, and it literally transformed my business in one day. And I don't want to sound cheesy or anything, but it seriously did. So it gives you everything you need to turn your ideas into really beautiful designs. It creates designs for the web and automatically sizes them correctly for each social media. So for a Twitter post, it's sized perfectly. Nothing gets cut off. For your Facebook header, perfectly done. So you can download it as a PDF and a JPEG. You can also create ebooks for content marketing. And I really want you to remember that because that's pretty much the main, it's the beginning of the funnel for lead magnets. You can easily brand each post with your logo and a hashtag. The next thing you're going to want to do is create a mood board, like a style sheet for your business. I mean, a lot of us do style sheets and mood boards for a wedding. It's time to do one of those for your business. So find your Pantone colors. Do your dominant, accent, metallic, neutral. Get a professional logo. Pick your script. Pick your text font. And then you really have to see who your target client is, who your dream client is, and then think about where they shop, what they look like, what they're wearing. Build all of your marketing so that you attract that. Say that 3 times. And see, what's popular right now, what's popular this season, and then ask for feedback. So this is what my style sheet looks like. And you can see I have 4 particular colors, and then I have each of the numbers right there. So anytime I'm in Canva or Photoshop or any place, I can type in my colors and I get my exact color scheme put together each time. And I had a professional logo made. It cost me, I think, $250. It was the best money I ever spent. And then you can even go on Etsy and find styled shoots with all the little tidbits. So like our little starburst here, we just downloaded for $15. Once you put all of this together, what it's going to do for you, you're going to save time. You're not searching for pictures. Will this work? Will this, is this what I look like? You'll know. And then you're going to save money by not having to replicate mistakes. And it creates a cohesive brand. And what that does is it instills trust, attracts your higher clients. And with this professional branding, your Facebook and Twitter posts will get shared. And once you have your hashtag on there, then they know who did that. You become seen as a serious player in your local market. Leads are drawn to your ebook campaigns. They're more likely to click on your things. That's when you start attracting your higher-end clients because they notice and they appreciate your style. And better clients means more revenue. So just as a review, you can streamline and get a cohesive, luxurious brand by using your mood board and keeping your Pantone colors the same, consistent font, professional logo, and a tagline. And always hashtag your images and add your website. And the other important thing is a call to action. That is so important. Otherwise, what do they, it's just a pretty picture at that point. But download here, sign up today, schedule your appointment. All of those things make them act, and that's when you get them off center, and they'll go ahead and schedule that appointment with you. So once you have your beautiful graphics and all of your branding, you take those, streamline them in to Hootsuite.com. That does your auto post for Facebook page, Blogger, Twitter, LinkedIn. Take it to Instagram. It auto posts to Twitter and Facebook. And Pinterest. Go ahead and label each picture with your tag and your hashtag. And once you get into the rhythm of it, you'll do it all the time. You'll see that coming back to you. That raises your SEO. And don't worry about repeating something because your posts aren't seen all the time anyway. So it's okay if you duplicate something every now and then. And what you really need to do also is take about 4 hours each week to strategize your presence and to automate using these technologies. That's creating like a purposeful look. At the end, I'll have a posting strategy in your materials at the end of the webinar. The one really great thing, once you have you start posting to Facebook, use the Power Editor. If you have a question, call me. I can explain that. It's very, very powerful and it's important. The targeted posts, just put $5 a day on them. And you want to promote your specials, your lead magnets, couple pictures, good reviews, continuing education and trips, and vendor shout-outs. And you have to give them something pretty to look at. Brides are dreaming. And if you look like they look, and you have a current modern, like what's happening now, they're more likely, and of course you can add your personal style, and ultimately, if you're on point with the trends and the style, you will definitely catch their eye. So here's your to-do checklist, and this is for the first step. So the next step, once you've attracted them, with your luxurious branding, now they're a visitor. You want to convert them into a lead because they can go to your website all day long and you'll never know that they were there. They could be scoping you out for 3 months, but until you know that they're there, they don't exist to you. So what you want to do is grab where they make some sort of contact with you. So this is how you would go ahead and do that. You want to position yourself to attract the right clients also. So, but through your branding, they'll gravitate towards that. So you put it out there, they'll see it, and they'll be attracted to it. And you want to reach your target clients smarter so that you're not wasting money. So to convert your leads, your visitors to your leads, we're going to look at your lead capture technology and we're going to streamline your marketing funnel. This is how it works. The more leads that you have, the more consultations that you have, more clients, more money. That's what we're all here for. So converting your visitors to leads. The first place that they're going to see that you're going to interact with your client is probably through a website. If you don't know them personally, the first place they're going to see you is through your website. So what you want to do is focus that on lead generation and lead capture. So you should have all the information that a client needs to be above the fold. And these are the simplest, most effective changes that you can make to your website right now. They are having the social media buttons at the top right, lead magnet across the top, your phone number clearly visible, your testimonial in a script, and have a professional image and a professional logo. And this will change your business. Here's an example. I pulled one of the Green Orchid event in Las Vegas. Right here, you can see right off the bat, they have their phone number, they have their email, here's their professional logo, professional picture, they have testimonial here, and they have their download. So what this does, what this tells you right off the bat, is that they're presenting a professional, cohesive brand. They're socially accessible, and their brand is giving the client valuable information as a lead magnet, themselves as an expert in their industry, and they are accessible by phone if the prospect wants to contact them right now. So it makes it very simple to get in contact and get some information from this company right here. And when I talked about the lead magnet before, what that is, it's a little goodie. It's something yummy with rich content that they're just going to want to keep, and they see value in that. So what you do is you give them a download, a free ebook, a planning guide. They want that information. They need that information. And so what you do is you ask for their email address and phone number in exchange for that. And most of them will give it to you. And then you follow this up in person if you're able to get a phone number. And this builds your email list and increases your chances of completing the sale. And if you do ask for a phone number, you have to call them right away. I would say 4 hours is too long because they probably called the next person on the list right after you. So you want to be there, you want to be on target, ready to visit with them about their business. So when they're ready to make an appointment, you want to make it really easy for them to get in touch with you. And once they've requested a contact via a form or scheduled your consult online, be available to them. And if you have an online scheduler like Aceta, it just simplifies your day so much. Some people are doing it wrong. So let's look at how to streamline that. The first thing you're going to do is keep it simple. You don't want to ask for overly sensitive information, and you may want to reconsider if you're asking for a lot of information and detailed questions. See if you can't ask that later on in the process. You want to reduce the friction and make it as seamless and enjoyable as possible. What this does is it drives your conversion rate. So when creating your forms, just keep it simple and sweet. This is a great example, or the changes that you can make. Just by justifying your form titles to the right, which is closer to the input box, there's a 12% increase in completion. And that's amazing. So just little things like that can streamline it and just make it very, very functional. So on your contact form, you can use something like FormStack or Wufu, and those are lead capture integration that are forms on your website. And one way to streamline that is to sell all along the way. So what you do is you have that little lead magnet, and you link that into your autoresponder. And you can have your free online magazine set up with that, how to plan, weddings in St. Louis, with all the helpful tips. And you can also sell advertising in that magazine too, in the lead magnet. Just so that you never lose a contact, another thing you could do is online scheduling, and it transforms your website into a live site. And it offers self-service online appointment scheduling. And this can be in addition to your traditional contact form, or it can be your sole contact form. It's an opinion that a lot of clients actually do appreciate. So instead of playing phone tag with you, it just streamlines the whole process so much easier. You can simply call them back after you get a confirmation to keep that personal touch, and then you're all set. But what they can do is they can schedule their consultation at their convenience. They can also request information, call you directly from there, and you get a text on your phone alerting you of the booking. So you're always in touch. So the next way is to close the, once you have a lead, how to close them and make them a customer. This is where things really start to come together. So for some of the tech strategies will be to create results that don't eat up your time. So to get a lead to close and get a lead and convert them to a customer, like I said, you take the lead magnet. So after they've received their lead magnet, they start to see you as an expert in your field. And you've given them a little something yummy with rich content and value, like I said, like an ebook or a free download or a planning guide. So they have that. Maybe you've given them a couple of other, you can do some autoresponders where you check up on them or give them another little hint or invite them to a wedding fair, something like that. So what you're doing is you're engaging them over and over. And what you call this is like the jab, jab, punch. You're giving them content and great advice before the sale. So by the time they sit down for your initial consult, you've already interacted with them. They've seen your work. They value your expertise. And that way you don't come out swinging and selling. So it's a wonderful way to engage your clients and to offer them your value. And like I said, with that lead magnet, you're also able to showcase your portfolio, give them the valuable information, and be seen as the authority. Even if they don't book with you, your name and your information will still be with them, and you're still a reference, and you will be called again. And you can also, like I said, sell advertising space in the magazine. Resorts love it. So, and some of the strategies, the tech strategies for this is jumag.com or Issue, and these will be included in your webinar, in your handout also. You're closing the account, you're closing the customer. And another way to do this, once you've had your meeting with them, or they're starting to engage with you, you have your consult, and you know what they want, to send them an online and interactive proposal. And of course, we use the AVA Method. I designed this so it takes you all the way from this point all the way through. And what that does is it reduces the friction in the sales process. So it turns your proposal into your sales tool. You can add your branded logos, your testimonials, link to your portfolio, and you can even add a video into your proposal so they can see your work and really get that. I mean, once they see that, it's amazing. They picture themselves in it. And the online proposals are accessible from anywhere. They're downloadable, and prospects can forward them to the decision maker very easily. Prospects can also accept your proposal online and pay directly from their portal. So you can visit with them and then send them their proposal. There may be edits, and if they're jet setting around and busy with everything that everyone's busy with, they can make their comments, their changes. You make your comments, you send it back over, and then they pay you. And so the money shows up in your account. It's absolutely wonderful. So the tech strategies for closing are warm them up, do the jab, jab, punch with autoresponders set up through MailChimp, do lead pages for more advanced campaigns such as wedding fair lists. That's the thing. Once you have a campaign set up with lead magnets, that wedding fair list, I mean, you can do so much more with it. And they'll be calling you to book with you just by sending them content. It's amazing. And then, of course, using the AVA Method, the online software where it has interactive proposals and online payments. So then you have you wow them, you sign up, they book with you, and it's just perfection. So now it's your turn to delight them. And you're going to delight them with online planning to make it totally streamlined. And AVA, of course, has secure portals. They can upload their contracts, or you can upload your contracts that you've booked for them. They have payments. You can do payments online. You can do their vendors. It has to-do lists for yourself and the client. It has questionnaires for the client, checklists, and they can also share access with their parents. And then last, you get to delight them. And for your former clients, so after the wedding, after the event, invite them to events. Let them know what's going on. Keep sending them some content. And they really appreciate it because if it was a wedding, they'll remember you for birthdays and anniversaries. And what you want to do is turn them into your cheerleaders, turn them into your promoters so that you get those referrals and those bookings and they tell their friends about you. So what we've done is we've gone through attracting strangers, making your business, making your brand so that you attract visitors or attract strangers and move them into visitors. And then you convert them into leads, and then you close them so they become customers, and you delight them so they become your cheerleaders. And these are at the bottom are the technologies that we use to move through it. And if you need more help or want to work with me on your business, I can do personalized help with streamlining your business, and I can do that in a couple of ways. I'm putting together a website called AVA Talks Tech, and that's where I'm going to offer, a couple of packages that, to see if it fits into your vision and goals and see what you want to do for 2015. Right now, they're on the website at AVA, the avamethod.com under mentoring. And I'll, of course, be sending you a little email about that. The one thing I'm going to offer is a Streamline audit. I'm starting that January the 15th. And it's pretty much everything that we talked about here, and we're going to create your client experience. Look at your website traffic. Just really, really fine-tune your whole process. We're also doing a Streamline program, and if you know you need to get your business operating in a meaningful way, whether you're looking to make a large impact with an existing business or you're starting a business from scratch, this is a really great package. It's the whole thing, the brand story, the customized strategy, a functional website, all of that tied up with a bow. So it's really a good kick in the pants if you need it. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.